Some of the Jeffrey Epstein names have now been released, and more are expected to follow in the coming days. House Republicans finally grow a spine and open plans to impeach Mayorkas from running the border. An explosion in Iran leaves over 100 people dead and many more injured. Thank you so much for liking and sharing these videos. It really helps me out, so thank you so much. The time has finally come. The court has unsealed documents from a lawsuit brought against Jeffrey Epstein by one of the victims named Virginia Giuffre. Before we go over the details that we do know, please be aware that only some of the documents have been released so far. Additionally, names of some people, including victims, have been withheld from the public for the time being for their safety, but I'll go over some of the big names that you will recognize. Now, I do want to say that we don't know if these people are guilty or innocent. We do know it doesn't look good, but we also know that Jeffrey Epstein was hired and paid to get blackmail on rich people, famous people, politicians, and he was really good at his job. But let's go through this. While former President Bill Clinton was not accused of being explicitly engaged in illegal acts within the documents, one victim claimed that Clinton had dealings with Epstein and claimed that Epstein once told her that Clinton likes them young, referring to girls. Now, does young mean under the age of 18? I don't know. We don't know. But considering the fact that Jeffrey Epstein dealt in mostly women under the age of 18, it doesn't look good. But Bill Clinton has denied wrongdoing on multiple occasions, and his name is there on multiple occasions. So far, Bill Clinton's name is the name that has come up the most in all the documents that have been released. Even former King of Pop Michael Jackson's name was associated with Jeffrey Epstein. Another prominent figure who was accused of being engaged in illegal conduct is Prince Andrew of England. Virginia Giuffre claimed that Ghislaine Maxwell told her to engage in explicit acts with him, and another victim by the name of Johanna Sjoberg claimed that Andrew touched her inappropriately. While Andrew previously reached an out-of-court settlement regarding some of these allegations, he also denied any wrongdoing. So he's saying, I'm not guilty, but I will pay the fine as if I am guilty. Just don't tell anybody, especially my mom. But she's passed now, and she can see all of this from the grave. Now, other powerful men, such as billionaire Tom Pritzker, the executive chairman of Hyatt Hotels, and billionaire hedge fund manager Glenn Dubin, were also named by Giuffre. In regards to Pritzker, she stated, I believe I was with Tom once. And in regards to Dubin, she stated Maxwell asked her to engage in explicit acts with him also. From what I could find, both of these men have not issued a statement as of today and likely will just remain silent and hope that this blows over. Now, if you've been reading the headlines regarding the story, you may have noticed Donald Trump's name has not been tied to Jeffrey Epstein. Yes, there are pictures of him on the internet, but according to sources, he actually worked against Jeffrey Epstein and had him permanently banned from Mar-a-Lago when he found out that he was flirting with a younger person at Mar-a-Lago. Now, I'm sure we will see accusations continue against Donald Trump, but as of right now, his name has not come up. And if it does, I'll be the first one to report it, but it just hasn't come up. Now, anticipating the popularity of the story, the New York Post interviewed Epstein's brother, Mark Epstein, who did comment on Trump and Clinton. In regards to the 2016 election, Mark stated that his brother Jeffrey told him, if I said what I know about both candidates, they'd have to cancel the election. When pushed to clarify, Mark stated he was never told what his brother knew. Mark also took the time to seemingly defend some of the people that stepped on his brother's island by stating, my brother used to have conferences on the island with noted mathematicians and scientists. So now they're going to get smeared because they participated on one of his scientific panels. Now, that is true. Jeffries was a professor and he raised money for different areas of science and education. But he also used this to get into people's good graces and into their deep pockets, and was able to get mansions, $1 million payouts, tons of money because he had blackmailed them. Now, I appreciate you sticking with me. There's other news that I want to go over, but the Epstein story is massive and more names are coming out. Now, regarding the southern border, House Republicans will now start the impeachment process against Alejandro Mayorkas, the head of the Department of Homeland Security. Republican Representative Mark Green defended their move, stating, "Our investigation made clear that this crisis finds its foundation in Secretary Mayorkas' decision-making and refusal to enforce the laws passed by U.S. Congress, and that his failure to fulfill his oath of office demands accountability." Now, instead of helping secure the border, the Department of Justice has just sued Texas for implementing a new law that would allow them to arrest and deport illegal immigrants. The suit was filed in a federal court in Texas, which will decide if Texas has the authority to actually arrest and remove illegal immigrants, or are they going to be blocked and Biden's secret plan of flooding the country with illegal immigrants gets to continue. I'll continue to update you on that. Now, the crisis at the border is quickly becoming a bipartisan issue, not just a Republican issue. A new poll from the Associated Press shows that 35% of Americans view immigration as one of the top priorities for the 2024 election. It seems more people are starting to become outspoken on the topic, with rapper 50 Cent showcasing outrage at California's recent decision to offer free health care to illegal immigrants. He stated, "I don't understand this. This is going to cost $2.6 billion for taxpayers. They don't even give veterans health insurance." So 50 Cent's mad. Other people are mad. They're saying, wait a minute, why aren't you helping seniors? Why aren't you helping veterans? Why aren't you helping the Black community, the Hispanic community, the white community, the Asian community? All you're doing is taking our money, $2.6 billion, and you're giving it to people who don't deserve to be in the country because they snuck in illegally. Now, House Speaker Mike Johnson held a press conference yesterday at the border. While speaking, you can literally see on live TV illegal immigrants crossing into the border. They do not care. They have no fear. Nobody's blocking them. Nobody's stopping them. If they are, it's to give them a cell phone, gift cards. Here's when you should show up at court in 10 years. It's absolutely ridiculous. Donald Trump's lawyers have officially requested the U.S. Supreme Court rule to have him reinstated on the Colorado presidential ballot. By doing this, they are essentially asking SCOTUS to weigh in on whether Trump was an officer of the United States and whether he is in fact guilty of an insurrection crime. As of the filming of this video, Donald Trump has not been charged with a single insurrection crime. Now, the Democrats are at it again. You guys, I don't always want to report on what the Democrats are doing, but they are doing some crazy stuff. They have just filed a lawsuit to remove Republican Representative Scott Perry from the ballot in Pennsylvania. They say he, like Donald Trump, is guilty of insurrection crimes, even though he's not been tied to any insurrection group, crime, or misdoing. He literally had to be removed for his own safety on January 6th, and yet they're trying to pin him as being one of the ringleaders in attacking the Capitol. It's absolutely ridiculous. All right, now, former New Jersey Governor Christie, who's running for president, said Donald Trump should not be removed from the ballot. In the same breath, however, he admitted that if he becomes president, he will not pardon or forgive Donald Trump. He said, "You did the crime, you will go to jail," which just basically ended his presidency before it even began. You think you're going to get a single MAGA voter saying that you're not going to forgive Donald Trump and that you are going to make sure that he's locked up in jail for the rest of his life. Now, I'm not a MAGA person, but I know many of them. And trust me, Christie, you're not getting a single vote from them. All right, now, over in Iran, a horrifying attack was carried out by an unknown party, resulting in the death of over 100 Iranian people. The attack was carried out via explosions, which were near a memorial ceremony for the deceased General Qassem Soleimani. Even though the United States was implicated by some, Israel was implicated by some, the Biden administration immediately denied any connection. According to The Hill, senior officials stated it does look like a terrorist attack, the type of thing we've seen ISIS do in the past. As far as we're aware, we are going off of that assumption. So they're basically saying it wasn't us, but it does have all the fingerprints of ISIS, which, is an Islamic, radical Islamic group. But some of these radical Islamic groups, they all hate each other. They're not super combined or united, similar to some of the Christian factions, which, should come together, but they seem to work against each other. Now, in Russia and Ukraine, they have finally reached a hostage swap negotiation deal, which resulted in a fairly equal trade. As part of the deal, Russia received 248 soldiers in exchange for 230 Ukrainian soldiers. So I do have to say, Russia and Ukraine have definitely been swapping hostages pretty regularly, but this was the biggest one, and I'm really happy to see that. Now, before you go, I want to remind you that you are amazing. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next video.